Hello, I am Priyanka here with a next part of control statements in Java. So, in this video, I will be covering repetition statements available in Java. So, we'll start with what exactly repetition statement, as I have explained in previous video. Repetition statement allows you to specifically execute particular lines of code in multiple times according to condition. So here we will start with a while repetition statement or while looping statement. Now if you see, I have taken one example over here. Let's see, I want to find the first power of 3 larger than 100. Suppose that here I have declared a variable product, this, and it is initialized with 3. After that, how I am going to use while statement in Java. So here you just focus on this example where I am writing keyword while. In parenthesis I am providing a condition. So condition is what? Product is less than or equal to 100. Then what you are going to do? You are going to calculate product, that is product into 3, so that we will get the first power of 3 larger than 100. Once the product is gone to the value greater than 100, then we have to print it. This is how we can use while statement. Why? Because here for product is equal to 3 into product, this statement we need to repeat it till a particular condition gets satisfied, and the condition is that product should be greater than 100. So now next one. So next one is for repetition statement. Before going in details with for repetition statement, we will see the loop structure, how exactly for loop is divided. So you have to start with a keyword for. Within a parenthesis you are having a control variable. Control variable means on the basis of that particular variable your loop will be controlled. So 3 things you have to do with that control variable. First one, you have to initialize it. So first part is showing you a control variable is initialized with the value 1. After that this semicolon is given, which is required. After that next you have to provide condition to continue the loop. So condition is what? You have to continue this loop till counter is less than or equal to 10. After that, once you have initialized counter variable with 1, you need something which will increment or decrement your control variable. So here, as I am giving the condition that counter is less than or equal to 10, so for that purpose I have to give counter plus plus, which is incrementing control variable. This is what the part of for loop structure: initialization, loop continuation condition, and your increment or decrement of a control variable. Now here we will see a same for loop with the example. You just focus, or I will suggest you write down this code in any JDK platform. You can use NetBeans, you can use simple editor by writing your code in Notepad, Notepad++, or any other editor, and then compile this code into command line, or you can go with any type of ID. So here if you see, the problem statement is summing the even integer from 2 to 20. So what we have to do, we have to take input from the user, and that inputs are what? Even numbers. Either you can go with taking input from the user, or else here if you see, we have to use we have to add up 2 to 20 even integer. So already we have that our counter variable should get started with a 2, and the condition is that what? That your variable should be even. So by if we are adding 2, we will get a next even number. And the condition is what? Condition is what? That value should be from 2 to 20. So number should be less than or equal to 20. That is our condition. So now we have to divide these things in this way. I have defined one class sum. Within that I am writing main method. I have declared one variable total which is initialized with 0, which will store your sum of the 2 to 20 even integers. Next one, as a same thing I have to continue, that I have to add up number into total. So what I am doing? Repetition of statement. For that I am taking the for loop. So here I have declared counter variable with the name number, which is equal to 2, as we need to sum up even numbers which starts with a 2. Then we need to sum up till 20. So number is less than or equal to 20 and we have to increment that by 2. After that, within this for loop, as I have only single statement, so there is no requirement of giving opening and closing curly braces. It indicates that only this single statement is inside this for loop. Once that is completed, then you are going to print a sum of the 2 to 20 numbers. It will display you a proper result. Next one is, here I have given one problem statement. You just go through this slide, read this question and try to solve it. The problem in all, it is related to providing a total amount of a money in the account on the basis of principal amount, its annual interest, number of interest. This is all provided over here. I hope you read this statement. We'll repeat this one. A person invests $1,000 in a saving account yielding 5% interest. Assuming that all the interest is left on a deposit, calculate the print the amount of money in the account at the end of each year for 10 years. Use the following formula to determine the amount. So amount is equal to P, that is your principal amount, in bracket 1 plus R, bracket completed, and N, where P is principal or original amount, R is an interest rate, N is number of years, and A is the amount on deposit at the end of nth year. So here we can see this solution. I have defined again, every time whenever you use Java, you have to define everything inside or encapsulated in a class. So I have defined here interest class. Within that I have defined main method. According to problem statement, declared variable amount, principal, rate, where principal amount is given 1000, rate is given 0.05%, or that is your I am converting percent into double. Now again the formula is already given, that amount is equal to principal amount 1 plus rate into year. So here instead of calculating all things, we can use a power function available in math class. As this power function is static function, you can use or you can call this function using a class in which that power function is available. So here that's why amount is equal to principal into mat.power 1 plus rate into year. So it will give you a calculation in total. So here year is provided, that year is for 10. So for particular timing I have to repeat this amount. So for that purpose what I am doing, I am again using for loop. So this is the use of for loop in programming in Java. And at the end, once this loop is completed, you can give a total amount, year, in which what amount you are getting. This is how you can solve that particular problem. Now next one is for each loop. This is the another way to use for loop, in which case you can use this. Suppose you are having collection of data in the form of array, we can take. So here if you see, I have defined one array S which contains nearly 5 values. Now this for each means what? You don't require to use this increment operator, initialization operator and condition. What exactly it does? You will declare integer I colon S. So S means this is a storage of, or that particular values available in an array. So one by one this array values starting from 0th index will be given into or assigned to I variable, and one by one it will get printed. This is how you can also use for loop. Now in case of manipulating for loops, you just go through this diagram which is from Dataflow. So here first, providing expression in the for loop is must. Redeclaration of variable in initialization block. It is not mandatory that whatever control variable you have declared should be declared inside a parenthesis of for. You can declare that outside of the for loop and you can directly start using conditions. Then you can initialize multiple variable. Counter variable can be multiple. Only one thing should be taken care, that all variables should be of same type. And those variables are accessible within a for loop, because you are declaring that particular variable within a parenthesis of for loop. So the scope gets restricted to only for particular block of for. Next one is your do while, which is same as of your while. Only a single difference is that the do while loop provides you condition at the end. So this loop always get executed at least one, and in case of while loop it first checks the condition and then only it allows to execute the code. So here I have given the example. The example is regarding printing 1 to 10 values. So you just focus on this one, do while. This way you can use whatever line of code you want to add. You will firstly initialize your counter variable. You are going to print that value. After that you are incrementing the counter. For how much repetition or for how much time you want to increment that particular control variable, this condition you can write over while, that is counter should be less than or equal to 10. So do while will get executed until and unless the counter variable does not get equal to 10. This is how do while statement works in a Java. Thank you.